He's here this evening to discuss Reconstructing Afghanistan. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Daniel Green.
When the United States invaded Afghanistan, you may remember this, but President Karzai led this revolt in the south in Afghanistan, rallying the tribes there against the Taliban. He first arrived in Uruzgan province. So a lot of the people we got to work with in the local government were these sort of early supporters of President Karzai who had picked up arms to fight the Taliban. The province had no radio stations, no paved roads. It had no operating sewage system, no water. Everyone eked out a basic, humble existence living along the riverbeds, trying to coax water away from the rivers and creeks as much as they could. When I arrived in Uruzgan in March of '05, I arrived in country in January. It took me that long to get down there. It was a province that was largely safe. I mean, we had the reputation of being deadly, but we were doing reconstruction, we were doing development. We built the first girls' school in the province. We had about 180 girls going there. It was such a success. The governor wanted us to get some buses to get more girls who wanted to go from around the area. Real great feeling. We had successful elections in the province. Sure, the governor was sort of corrupt and he preyed on the population, and we did what we could to mitigate that. I think for me, getting to a light footprint that's long-term and the end of the day is best and better than pulling out completely. Stay in that village 24/7, build up the local representative assemblies, and then help them build a local tribal force that's purely defensive oriented as much as you can. In many ways, this is informed by our working with tribes in Anbar province in Iraq against the Al-Qaeda. And then that will be far cheaper and more enduring, and the people will get a paycheck, they're staying in their communities, and I think that's a long-term sort of viable strategy, as well as building the Afghan army. But I think that's the way forward in many ways, and that's what I'm going to be doing my next tour, is working with a lot of these types of troops, building up these local communities, groups, and doing community engagement. But I think we should look at targeting Pakistan's intelligence service, at least those so-called rogue people who are leading this insurgency. And I think we should also review the military-industrial complex of Pakistan. I mean, it's a military with a country, not a country with a military. And I think they're, anyway, I can go on about it. But I'm just tired of, they're fighting us and we don't acknowledge it, and people are dying because they don't come from prominent families. No one cares, So that's partly why I wrote the book, because I felt like I wanted to provide a little insight to Afghan village life that was something beyond just killing people and breaking things, like a kind of a men's adventure novel. I wanted to humanize the Afghans and say, I can sympathize with those people. I see what the challenge is, and then have that multi-year perspective on one little patch of land. So you're like, okay, I see how the war changed. I can see the challenges.